very important information there. And again, I know it's the last thing anybody wants to hear about is more tropical weather business, but we unfortunately do have a lot of things to monitor. And throughout this upcoming weekend, there could be some important changes given how things may evolve in the southwest Gulf of Mexico. So let's catch up to speed with what's new today. As you look at the current tropical tracker with the satellite depiction, you can see there's a lot popping up over top of the Gulf of Mexico in terms of showers and thunderstorms. And as you should know by now, the National Hurricane Center has kept the same area to monitor, but they have increased the opportunities of something coming together within that orange shaded area up to 50% now over the course of the next 7 days. Now, this is important to stress when it comes to the timeline. It's not tonight, it's not tomorrow. If you want to do something tonight and not have to worry about the weather, the forecast looks like it's going to be pretty cooperative here for us tonight. Yes, we do have a few showers and thunderstorms in parts of Lee County, and for the rest of the night, the neighborhoods with the best chance of an additional shower or thunderstorm will be to the west of Interstate 75, but overall, the coverage of rain for the rest of this evening does look fairly isolated. Forecast outlook for us tomorrow also does not look super rainy. So if you live in an area that's prone to flooding, if you had to use sandbags in the past, tomorrow's a great opportunity to get that kind of business done, to fill up your sandbags and clear out the drains on your property. Because once we get past Saturday, that's when our opportunities for some heavy rain come to our area. The way I've been phrasing things is almost like a 1-2 punch when it comes to the tropics. Round number 1 is a round of heavy rain thanks to a surge of tropical moisture. This is the same air mass we've been talking so much about over the course of the past week. This graphic here shows you visually these shades of purple and red where the air mass is just right out of the tropics. And whenever it's right over top of you, it makes it very easy for it to rain. That air mass gets pulled into the Gulf of Mexico this weekend, and then early next week is right over top of us. So at times when it does rain, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, expected to come down very heavily. And again, when you look at the forecast in terms of how much rain to expect, these totals are expected to add up pretty quickly. This is a look over the course of the next 3 days, and remembering that we're not really anticipating much on Saturday. When you look at the outlook through Sunday and Monday, most of us will likely see between 2 and 4 inches of rain. But if you look further into the forecast and out the next 7 days, that's when a whole lot more of us will pick up a whole lot more rain, as some of the data now is suggesting upwards of 10 inches of rain, again, spread out over the course of the next 7 days. So round number 1, again, is an influx of tropical moisture that increases your rain opportunities starting on Sunday and then continuing through the first half of the week. Round number 2 is the potential of a storm system spinning up in the Gulf of Mexico. It is too early to say exactly how strong this Gulf system may be, but some of the forecast data is definitely eye-opening when you take a look at how things have trended over the past 12 hours. This is a look at how the current thinking of the European forecast model is moving things along. Doesn't show much in terms of organization on Saturday or Sunday, yes, but certainly shows some big lowering of pressures north of the Yucatan Peninsula on Monday. At the same period of time, the American GFS forecast model is also lowering pressures in this area. And when you consider the steering currents, the really only avenue these systems would have to move would be right toward the state of Florida. So yes, round number 1 is still just a heavy rain event that you've heard so much about over the past week. Round number 2, though, could have more of a wind impact, and depending on where it moves toward the state of Florida, also the opportunity for some coastal flooding and storm surge. So lots of moving parts. And again, I stress that timeline. We're on Friday evening right now. If you unplug this weekend and don't watch a newscast until Monday, if these forecast models are on the right track and we do get a system to spin up in the Gulf of Mexico over the weekend, by Monday, you're not going to really know too much about it. So please make sure you stay touched. Let's hope that the trends go back in our favor over the next 24 hours. But if something like what the American and the European forecast models are suggesting does come through, it'd be a week of impactful weather in our community starting on Sunday and then persisting right through the middle of the work week. Peter, back to you.